any relationship that's worthwhile, any subject that matters, will produce conflict naturally as a function of its significance to us. And because we're on a planet where, as far as I understand, everything is changing all the time and nothing ever comes back. So all our structures are constantly going out of date. And conflict is one way of understanding a feedback mechanism which alerts us to the fact that whatever agreements we have, whatever procedures we follow, these need to be updated.
Most people don't know what to do with conflict. Okay, so a lot of people just add to it. They say, well, if that's the way they're going to act, then I'm going to, give them the same behavior. All right? So that becomes a futile exercise in futility.
What's that? Is that your neighbor? Yeah. How long have you guys lived next door to one another?
In the beginning of any action or any response, okay, you attack me right now. In the beginning of that, I have no way of actually knowing how things will turn out. It's the nature of our human condition. We can't actually know for sure, right? So I could conceivably, let's say I have options. I could take a violent option or I could take a nonviolent option. But either way, I still don't know how it's going to turn out, right? So what do I know existentially in that moment? What I know is the character of the means I'm using. I don't know the end, but I do know the means. I'm choosing. And so choosing the nonviolent means, still not knowing how it's going to turn out, nevertheless, it provides for me a solid ground for choice. And that's been true for me in street encounters, attacks of various kinds. Twice a knife has been pulled on me and so on. And I've been in war zones, and I always feel confident that I'm making a choice on the basis of solid ground, even though the nature of the human condition is we can never really know what the consequences will be.
I think the problem is people see people doing violence and they think they just want to hurt us. And the reality is some of them might, but most of them don't. Most of them would rather not do this today, actually. Most of them would be rather at home with their families, enjoying a meal or something, anything else but this. And so the key is kind of detecting the reluctance and making use of it strategically.
Even when people come at you looking very determined to do harm, there's an ambivalence. And actually, I think that goes with the human condition. And so if you can remember that and then speak to that part of them that is kind of wondering, is this smart, what I'm doing? Then that gives you much more of an edge.
You have the power within you.
If they can learn that they have the power to change that behavior and the people who are reacting towards them, that puts them in a much more, powerful position. So it becomes miraculous in that sense, and that's what people learn, the miracle. And that's why people get so excited when they understand nonviolence. Their lives now can be different.